Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Black, White, and Red All Over. I'm Victor Dandridge, the hardest working man in comics.
Ryan Seymour, king of Comic Town in Columbus, Ohio.
Biggity boom, and we're back for new comic book day, the week of April 6th. Big shout out to my lady. She turns 40 today. She's old. I love her. Woo! 40. She's going to stab me for that. Whatever, it's worth it. So good. Dude, we got some good books this week.
It was a weird week.
Yeah.
Because it is back to a 4 Wednesday month.
Right?
So theoretically, you've got all your heavy hitters. Mm-hmm. But this was a little bit off the beaten path type stuff.
You know what? This, like, in terms of variety, felt more fifth weeky than fifth week was. Right? So that's an interesting, that's a good observation, sir. I like what you do there. You are a master at what you do. Okay, so in terms of our good reads that you should read, we've got one that's the same.
Yep.
So there's lots of stuff for us to play around with. Where do you want to start?
I start us off with Radiant Red, because that's part of that Radiant Black universe.
Yes. Now, I am woefully, like, in and out on the Radiant Black universe. Not that it's bad, but, like, usually it'll drop when there's a ton of other things that I want to read.
Right.
So, I picked up this one just because the cover, look at it. What it reminds me of is Authority issue 20, I think. Okay. We're going way back in the
That's oddly specific.
It is super oddly specific, but it's the one where Frank Quitely has Apollo drenched in, like, see? Yeah. So that's, like, it gave me those vibes, so I had to pick it up. Okay, so we've got Cher Shin, we've got David LaFuente, Miguel Muerto, who's super busy these days. So this is fun. As a universe, like, I'm seeing a bigger picture being woven. I don't necessarily know all the parts and pieces because I'm still jumping in and out, but it's fun and I'm digging it. Like, if this is, if they took this model and was like, okay, this is your next framework for Power Rangers, I'm on it. Like, forever, I'm watching. Like, without question. David LaFuente, though, like, there is something magical.
Yeah.
Magic, right? Like, I mean,
it's like Otley and Quitely, like, cut off hands and traded them,
and just kind of had it with a little mix of Cory Walker from early Invincible in there. So, like, I definitely love it, and I've loved this stuff since, like, Ultimate Spider-Man.
Okay,
and, like, the way that even when a panel is empty, it's full, and it's really well done. So definitely pick this up if you're a fan of the Radiant verse, which you should be, because it shines.
It's really cool. Like, Image allowing a creative team to come in and actually create a superhero universe. This is they haven't done this since what, Astro City and Authority, so
without it being like a partner. Like, that's literally what that is.
Usher of the Dead, number 2, from Blood Moon Comics. Of course, I have to read it because of that.
No way.
All right, so on the creative team, it's going to make me look for art, isn't it? We've got Rommel, Samao, and Tanaka.
It's a very 90s feeling book.
It does. Right, and there was a run of Spawn, like the first 20 or so issues or so, that I absolutely love the vibe of.
Okay.
And this book has me feeling that.
Ooh.
It's like the Angel of Death, and then there's also these other fallen angels, and it's like that kind of like dark, supernatural machination type stuff, and it's really fun. It has that early Spawn vibe that just like takes me back. Yeah, if you're into early Spawn, definitely read it.
I love the caricature type, like, character design. That's cool.
Yeah, it's really neat. Like, it has that, because they're like, oh, that's... I can't say it.
Yeah. But I get... Yep.
So, yeah, it's definitely really, really solid.
That's cool.
Issue 1 came out about a month ago.
Okay.
Try to track it down. So, yeah. Very cool.
I like it. It's good stuff for playing around with different types of comics.
Yeah.
That's always the best. Okay, so She-Hulk, number 3. This one we've got Rainbow Roel, Roger Antonio, and Luca Maresca, and Rico Renzi. Okay, so based on the cover alone, you should kind of know that this is a quieter issue, right? We still have the whole mystery of Jack of Hearts and his return and how this is working, which seems to dip into Reckoning War in a weird sort of way. Like, this is but I don't know. But seeing their friendship, like, that's the thing is, okay, normally you pick up a She-Hulk book and you're expecting things to get smashed.
Yeah.
This is more about the characterizations of people and how, in this world that Jennifer lives in, this is who she is and how she operates. It's very reminiscent of the Dan Slott era She-Hulk series, which was
awesome.
Amazing. It's literally one of the reasons why I know his name today. But one of the things that I thought was really interesting here is the placement of She-Hulk, considering that she's got a show coming.
Yeah.
This is very grounded, and I'm wondering if that's what they're trying to set the stakes up for, is that you're going to get a more grounded thing, not her beating things up every week.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, that's a very smart play, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, Marvel kind of knows how to integrate their properties.
Right? So. Like, that's super important.
All right. Also from Marvel, Spider-Punk #1.
Yes.
Cody Ziegler, Justin Mason.
Shout out, Justin.
Jim, that like threw you off.
I'm sorry.
I don't know why. Jim Charalampidis. All right. So this is a character that came from the Spider-Verse like mini-series stuff that came out a few years back. And it is a Spider-Man in a world that is very much like this weird combo of you're either punk or you're not. And
as
there's
like Spider-World should.
It's this really interesting like class battle kind of thing. And it takes characters that you know. Like,
wait.
Yeah. Oh, God dang it. Yeah.
With the that's amazing.
Yeah. So there's it's Spider-Punk and his crew, which has Riri as Ironheart. There's like a Captain America-esque character in it too, and they're fighting Kraven the Hunter and his fascists that he's teamed up with. And one of the things that I really, really dug about it, probably my favorite part, is how they would weave in different references to various songs. I would have flipped the first two, but that's just me.
That's taste, pepper to taste, maybe.
But yeah, so it's like it's this really fun, really youthful vibe to it.
That's awesome.
The art has this like indie sort of thing going on, and yeah, it's super kinetic. The color choices are really solid. The dialogue has like a Champions or Young Avengers kind of vibe to it. Really, really nice. And then if you're also old enough to have listened to like punk,
you get these references.
So you'll be like, oh yeah, that one.
I know that song.
That's awesome. And then the fact that this dude is still
come on, man,
he's still around.
That's amazing.
And playing, and like his band is really, really solid. So yeah,
that's awesome. That is awesome. Big shout out on that one. Okay, so the one that we did mutually,
yes,
West of Sundown. We've got Tim Seeley and which Campbell is this? I want to make sure I give it to the right Campbell. There's a lot of Campbells in comics. I don't know if you know that. Aaron Campbell. There we go. Drawn by Jim Terry and Triana Farrell or Farrell is colors, and then letters by Crank. Okay, we were talking about this before we started recording. Is Tim Seeley the modern day like voice of vampires right now? Like
is he a vampire himself?
It's like I've never invited him anywhere,
so he's never. Yeah.
Right. So like I don't know if that's like a requirement, but I would. So maybe I'd be set up for the fault. It'd be my own fault.
Yeah.
But no, like he's got like a ton of vampire properties under his belt. Within the last like couple of years, between Dark Red, Masquerade, and this, he's playing around with the vamps a lot.
Yes.
Maybe that's his favorite.
It might
monster.
be.
I dig that. Or maybe he's just trying to lead the charge. Like Kirkman kind of pushed the bar with zombies, and then all of a sudden that was all over the place. Now he's like, nah, vamps, yo. I'm telling you.
And these are not like shining in the sunlight vamps or Vampire Diaries or anything like. These are creatures that are predators.
Yes.
Although this one has a conscience.
That
gives it a little bit of a twist.
Not only that, but like there's a tragedy here where, as weird as it is, the vampire is the victim.
Yeah.
And that's when you're like, wait.
Yeah. Why should I be? You made me feel like the vampire was the victim.
Come on, man.
I was like, holy crap. Screw those people that did that to her.
Yeah.
She's just out there.
She's trying to live.
Like possums, they like kill insects and stuff. You don't make the possum the bad guy.
Yeah. No.
God, I just was. That was like the most hillbilly thing I've said in a while.
You don't make the victuals the bad guy. They taste delicious.
Man, when you dig that pond, you got to wait for the ducks.
You get it. But no, like I think there's something really interesting here where we're gonna see more monsters of varying types appear.
Yeah,
buddy.
It's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, buddy. Is he a doctor or is he not? This is it's just very interesting the way that he's playing around with. They are playing around. I don't want to just give this all to Tim because Aaron could very well have contributed a ton to this.
Yeah.
But I guess that's part of the benefit here is that there's no real like thing that you see that says this person wrote this and this person wrote that. It all flows very cohesively. Look, there's another vampire at the masquerade.
One things I love about it is the setting. It's in that like Wild West era spaghetti western in Mexico, and they can like do whatever they want.
Yeah, because there was lawlessness back then. Like
somebody dies,
oops.
Yeah, nobody will miss them.
Like, sorry, you should have shot first. That's what happens. This is wild, though.
Yeah,
what a trail.
Yeah, the way that splash page is done is really, really like the art is amazing. And the vampires typically, there aren't that many of Spanish descent,
right? I mean, unless like, you're a huge fan of the From Dusk Till Dawn series, then there's more.
Yeah,
but
Satanica Pandemonium.
Come on,
I'm not allowed within 30 yards of a television when that's playing.
God. Yeah, that was okay. Have I ever told you the story of me watching that for the first time?
No.
So you guys will get a kick out of this. So we weren't supposed to watch it, my brother and I.
Yeah.
I'm 3 years older than him. This is coming out. I'm about 14, 15. So I'm of age where I'm supposed to want this.
Yeah.
Right? Like
in that gray area between you're supposed to want it and you should be watching it.
Exactly. Exactly. And so my dad, the loving man that he is, goes ahead and rents it for us. Blockbuster. Champion. That's what we're doing. But in order to, make things right, for my brother's mom, he also rents us Multiplicity. And we're like, yeah, sure. We'll watch that too. Yeah. Like, that's fine. So we get From Dusk Till Dawn out of the way.
Yeah.
So we watch that first. Yeah. Right? So that way we're not like, super late night.
Yeah.
And so because of that, we consequently hated Multiplicity the first time we watched it. And like, we couldn't even get through it. Like, we're like, this movie's trash. This is one of the greatest movies of all time. Okay, Multiplicity, I freaking love this movie, but we could not follow up From Dusk Till Dawn. Our hormones were just too strong. Okay, It's not our fault. You've seen it, and if you haven't seen it, you lowly dog, what are you doing?
If you somehow dodged that, all the GIFs or GIFs, whatever they're called.
Yeah. Come on, and rest in peace. Well, no, that's a spoiler. I won't even give you that. But watch that movie because it's fantastic. Okay, so on to the must read.
Yes.
We've got two that are the same, one deviation. Where do you want to start?
All right, you've already kind of referenced it, so let's talk about that FF. Fantastic
Four 42. It's so crazy. Dan Slott, we talked about him before. This is amazing. So it's Dan Slott and Rachel Stott are the creative teams. That's right. So Slott and Stott are killing it. Abertov is doing, I believe, the colors? Yes. Okay. So this is all part of the Reckoning War business. Reed has absorbed knowledge from the Watchers. And unfortunately, historically, Reed Richards and his intelligence, he's very book smart, but he is not conscious of other people's feelings.
Yeah.
And in this one, he does probably one of the worst things I've ever seen him do. And the response to this is absolutely Will Smith, Chris Rock. Without question. Without
snap.
It's yes. If you had a problem with Will Smith's reaction, don't read this book. Because a beloved character, a lovely character, has a very similar reaction. Because his wife's name was not kept out of somebody's mouth. And what happens. Read it. It's beautiful, though. Rachel kills on this. She's like, the angles that she comes at from things is just brilliant, and it's bombastic, and it's fast, and there's a lot of bouncing back, so pay attention. If you need to take notes, you can, but it takes place over a number of different settings, but it's action-packed. It keeps moving, so it's awesome.
Nice. All right. From Behemoth Comics, Heavy Metal Drummer, number 3.
Too scared to pick it back up. I was too scared.
It maintained.
Oh, God. Okay.
All right. So, created and written by Kiefer Fidlow and Emiliano Pliskin. God, it's just so over the top. Art by Luca Valseo. Colored by the same, and Tokebi. All right.
Here we go.
So, the plot, in air quotes, is there are two warring interdimensional cultures that I think, and one is trying to get a foothold in the world.
Now I gotta look at this some more.
By like having prostitutes like take over dudes to send them to the other universe to eat. And there's cats, and then the other group just like wants to hunt the prostitutes. That does not do it justice because it is so bonkers. John dies at the end. Blacklight posters.
Was that cat sex?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah,
but they weren't real cats. They were cats from the other dimension.
Oh.
Yeah, which that doesn't spoil anything because I could tell you everything in this book,
and you wouldn't. No, you're absolutely right. You are absolutely right.
Like right?
Oh, did it again? No.
And they made $100. Right? Like
it's good money, man.
It's good money.
It's good money. Ah, that's creepy.
So it is this just crazy, bonkers, heavy metal magazine, indie.
What? Dude, okay,
Right?
okay. If Stranger Things was on Adult Swim and not Netflix, that's what you get right there. That's what?
Yeah, and I don't know what band would do it, but there needs to be like a classic doom metal band album based on this book. If only someone at Behemoth was attached to a record company in a way.
Man, that would be so amazing. I wonder who they could talk to. Hints. These are the hints, guys. No, you're absolutely right, man. Even if it was like 45-second songs.
Yeah.
Like just real and you're just like, that's it.
That's it.
Because that's kind of
that's
the vibe. That's the rhythm. It's the beats.
It's so crazy.
That is amazing. That's absolutely amazing. Okay. Which one do you want to go for next?
I don't know.
Both are some talking points.
How about we do this one and close with this one?
Let's go. I'm with you. Okay. Batman Beyond the White Knight. Book 1. Sean Murphy. Dave Stewart. We're back in the world of the White Knight Batman. But, as you have guessed, Batman Beyonding it.
Yeah. One of 2 Batman Beyond books this week.
Dropping. There's a lot of...
Be careful when you're contacting your shop and you're like, I would like to purchase this book. Do you have it in stock? Be sure to specify.
Right. Maybe even drop the creative team so that way you know exactly what you're talking. There is a lot of cool here. And the warping of Batman lore as it's continuing in this White Knight universe is fantastic. I'm still getting used to, this is non-spoiler because it was established a while ago, that Jason was first.
Yes.
I'm still getting used to that. Yeah, it was Jason, then Dick, then, I'm like, that's weird. So,
but it kind of works.
It really works here.
Like that's the thing is every one of these changes makes sense. And actually, like in a weird way, if you compare it to the regular DC, you're like, well, why wouldn't
it be this way? Because this was, the harder edge one, and then he gets softer. That that tracks. Like, why wouldn't you do that? Okay, so here's my question: Has Sean Murphy built a longer running or more fleshed out Dark Knight style self-contained universe for himself? Is that an appropriate analysis, comparison, whatever?
I would say
Okay, because that's how I was feeling. Like, when it comes to Dark Knight, it's got its own rules, lore, and things like that, and I feel like this is the same.
Yeah, this one does too. And this iteration of that character, I love. And I love their weird codependent relationship with the other person.
It's kind of amazing. These concepts, though, of the police force and, like, I'm so impressed and terrified of it because I have a story that I'm literally working on, and it's getting so close to this concept. Like, y'all, back up off my Kool-Aid. Back up off of it.
Think about it. Like, they have access to all of that.
It's genius.
You've got people who are displaced from what they used to do.
Come on, man.
With a certain skill set.
So what better recruitment process than this? Like, there's not one.
But then we got the Batman Beyond Batman.
Yeah.
Folded in seamlessly
Like it's perfect. It makes sense. It's dangerous. Like that's the thing right here is this Batman Beyond is way more dangerous than almost anyone that I've ever seen before.
Yeah.
Like,
and Sean draws it
like it's supposed to be. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Like it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare suit. They give it the proper gravitas. Like Bruce is like, nah. Tuck that away. This one ain't working. This one ain't working. I love it
because I want to see this other book they're talking about.
The reference within the reference.
Seeing some of those characters we briefly met in previous miniseries, a little bit more grown up.
That was wild. Like how much time has passed? Like he's been in here for a minute, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Because I don't know that the familiar relationship that those characters have with each other is healthy.
I would agree with that.
And I'm not sure that we know which one leans which way.
I don't trust that one.
No, not at all.
Like,
yeah, not one bit.
Yeah.
That's some Village of the Damned shit. Like, I'm not.
Agreed. Because I'm like, this one is living it out loud.
Yeah.
I believe them.
Yeah.
This one...
It's the quiet ones.
It's always the quiet ones.
Always the quiet ones.
Always, man. Yeah, I dig this. So, okay, I stirred up the pot on TikTok the other day. Following me on there. I don't remember my handle. It's really long. But find me on there. This is my statement. I said that Bruce Wayne is stupid because he is specifically supplying all of the Wayne Tech material for being Batman. And I said that he shouldn't do that.
Because everybody should know. It shouldn't be that difficult. Be like, oh, wow, that's weird that Wayne Tech is producing that same thing we just saw Batman do.
Like, it's like
like create a freaking shell company.
So even with that, right? This is what I said. I said he should be getting material from all the other tech companies and putting it all together, and that's how you make Batman.
Yeah.
So like, there's some Ted Cord in there. There's some LexCorp,
and
Queen Industries. Who would know? But then I thought, like, I took it like a step further, and I'll tell you this one off the air because I might, if I ever get to write Batman, I'm using this. But there's one more that I would do, and I'm like, how come no one's ever thought to do that?
Yeah.
Like, that's weird to me. So, yeah, wait till I write Batman. You don't even know.
This was so pleasant.
It was amazing.
Because it's a stepping out.
Yes.
It is an expansion of the vibe that AfterShock's comics
Yep.
has. The Ocean Will Take Us.
Yes.
Number 1.
Yeah. Rich Douek and Carlos Oliveras. Okay, so immediately you get CW vibes. But I mean that in the most positive way.
Yeah, that's because a lot of people might be like, oh, I don't know. No, that's the same thing I got. But like, this is exactly where it should be. Like if it was a television series.
Yes.
The art, Carlos just absolutely murders it with the art.
He is literally writing that YA line in the best way possible. Like, I'm telling you, in terms of art that speaks to an audience, you've got, like, at the lowest end, 8th grade.
Yeah.
At the high end, senior in high school, you're on it perfection. Like, it reads, it tells, the characters are progressive, interesting. There are tropes, but then there are differences.
Yes.
And that's what makes it fun. And then there's, like, this supernatural, weird undercurrent.
Yeah. Where I don't know if it's horror or if there's, because it feels like there could be a couple different things going on.
A bunch.
And yeah, jeez.
I like it. I like it a lot. Like, even for, like, if it is horror, it's bright horror, which I think is very, like, disarming.
Yeah.
You're not like, oh, God. Like, you're like, oh, that's creepy.
Yeah, because,
right? But it's such a different vibe. It's such a different vibe. Yeah. I've never seen a swimming sequence as beautiful as this.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, like, I'm a huge, like, Aquaman fan.
Why hasn't Aquaman, like...
How has Aquaman not looked this good? Like, for real. Like, that's not even a joke. I'm being dead. Like, it's beautiful. I'm usually not a fan of, like, original artwork. I would buy these 2 pages. I would literally buy these 2 pages.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah. Because what you've got is, you've got atmosphere, you've got action, clarity of what the characters are doing. Like, everybody was operating on all cylinders with this.
The way the sun is in the sky and how it actually affects the color of the ocean is
amazing. Literally amazing.
It's the story about this kid who's from Hawaii.
Oh yeah, I guess we didn't.
Like little backstory. So this is a kid from Hawaii, and he was like state champion swimmer.
Yeah,
and he moves to this new town, and the town is basically almost everybody that lives there works for this big mega corporation, and swimming is one of the big sports in this school. And so he's going to try out, and he's starting to make friends, but it's like the misfit kids that he's making friends with first. But he's like, I'm gonna try for the swim team.
This thing, man.
That captain of the swim team's not gonna be a problem for you guys anymore because I'm gonna be it. And then it weaves in this mysterious disappearance of this one kid and
the previous captain.
Yeah.
And then his brother, who is so absolutely not an athlete like him.
And you've got the cliques, the jocks, the hippies, and they're there not as just stereotype placeholders, but they're there to advance certain parts of the story.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, where we get that CW vibe of, like, they aren't just flat entities like cookie cutter. Like, it's so, man, what is that stuff?
I don't know, man. It's creepy black, I can tell you that. What I really like is in terms of the character designs, you see personality traits. So, like, this guy is definitely a bad guy.
Yeah.
Because he looks like it. Like, in terms of anime, manga, he looks like a bad guy. And so, you know what? I think that's the perfect thing.
Yeah.
If you are a fan of anime, manga, and you are interested in trying an American comic, this would be the vibe of what you need to check out, because it's a great line straddler of those two genre type styles, however you want to look at it. It's really good.
Now I'm curious what this would look like reading the other direction in black and white. I'm kind of curious.
Can we do a store variant that does that? AfterShock? Pretty please. My daughter would consume and bring a legion of young fans to read.
Let us know, because I'm actually really curious. Because it does, like, it's like CW manga.
That's a genre. That is an untapped genre. Oh my god! Come on. It can't just be us. Y'all see it.
What is that stuff? It's so nasty.
It's creepy. And I think the thing that I love the most about it is that we're still not seeing it in its totality. Yeah. And that's what makes it scary. Like, it's the Jaws principle. We don't see it exactly. It's doing some stuff, but it's not doing anything.
Yeah.
But it could. And it's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. Oh, I love it.
Another great week.
Man, some really good books dropped. Obviously, we hope that you've watched to the very, very end. If you have and you've enjoyed it, click that like button, because we need you to for the algorithm. We are all about Al's rhythms.
Yeah.
They go really well.
Yeah.
So
Reverend Al rhythm.
Yeah.
If you like what you saw, hit subscribe and the bell, because every week we do this.
Bing. In fact, can we say it? Next week we're going to do something crazy? Yeah. We're going to do something crazy next week.
Yeah, pay attention to our social medias for updated information.
Especially if you're local. Yeah. Yes, definitely if you're local.
Yeah. So Facebook, black, white, and red all over.
Yep. Instagram, Twitter.
Twitter, I think we have the same.
Right.
And then
we'll cross over.
Yeah, for TikTok, you don't want to find mine.
Your TikToks are amazing. I laugh every time.
The fact that someone did the one thing I talked about the other.
We'll talk about that off the air. That was amazing, though.
Yeah.
You started a trend, sir.
I did.
Good job. Good job. That's how you do it. See you guys next week. Bye.